The olive grove of Harmony, Indiana, the serene village of Olivet, nestled between rolling hills and the sparkling sea, the people took great pride in their olive groves. These groves, with their ancient trees, had been the heart and soul of the village for generations. The olives they produced were known far and wide for their rich flavor and golden oil. Among the villagers was a young girl named Elena. Elena lived with her parents in a small cottage surrounded by olive trees. Her family had been olive farmers for as long as she could remember. She loved spending time in the groves, listening to the rustling leaves and feeling the rough bark of the old trees. Her father often told her stories about the history of their olive grove and the importance of caring for the trees. One warm spring morning, as Elena helped her father tend to the trees, she noticed that some of the leaves were turning yellow and the branches were drooping. The trees looked unhealthy, and Elena felt a pang of worry. "Father, look at the trees," she said, pointing to the wilting branches. "What's happening to them?" Her father frowned, his face etched with concern. "I don't know, Elena. The trees have never looked like this before. We must find out what's wrong and save them." Determined to help, Elena decided to visit Grandmother Sophia, the village's wise elder. Grandmother Sophia had lived in Olivet all her life and was known for her deep knowledge of plants and herbs. If anyone could help them, it was her. "Grandmother Sophia," Elena said as she arrived at the elder's cozy cottage, "our olive trees are sick, and we don't know why. Can you help us?" Grandmother Sophia listened carefully and then nodded. "Elena, the olive trees are a precious gift to our village. We must do everything we can to save them. There is an old remedy that might help. It involves a mixture of herbs and a special ceremony to heal the trees. I will teach you." Elena felt a surge of hope. She followed Grandmother Sophia to her garden, where they gathered various herbs, rosemary, thyme, and lavender. The elder also gave her a small vial of golden oil, explaining that it was made from the first olives ever harvested in Olivet and held special healing properties. "With these herbs and the oil, you must prepare a potion," Grandmother Sophia instructed. "Then, you must perform a ceremony under the oldest olive tree in your grove. The trees are connected, and healing the oldest tree will spread the healing to the others." Elena thanked Grandmother Sophia and hurried back home. She and her father prepared the potion, carefully mixing the herbs and the oil. As dusk fell, they carried the potion to the oldest olive tree in their grove, a majestic tree that had stood for centuries. They poured the potion around the base of the tree and sprinkled some on its roots and branches. Then, following Grandmother Sophia's instructions, Elena and her father held hands and closed their eyes, reciting a prayer of healing and gratitude to the trees. As they stood there, a gentle breeze rustled through the grove, and Elena felt a sense of peace wash over her. She opened her eyes and saw that the old tree seemed to glow faintly in the moonlight, its leaves shimmering as if infused with new life. Over the next few days, Elena and her father watched the grove closely. To their amazement, the trees began to recover. The yellow leaves turned green again, and the drooping branches regained their strength. The trees looked healthier than ever, their silvery leaves dancing in the wind. Word of the miraculous recovery spread through the village, and the villagers praised Elena and her father for their dedication and love for the olive trees. They also thanked Grandmother Sophia for her wisdom and guidance. The harvest that year was bountiful, and the olives were plump and flavorful. The villagers celebrated with a grand feast, toasting to the health of their beloved olive trees and the unity of their community. Elena felt a deep sense of pride and joy, knowing that she had played a part in saving the grove. As the years passed, Elena continued to care for the olive trees, always remembering the lessons she had learned from Grandmother Sophia. She taught her children and grandchildren the importance of respecting and nurturing the land, ensuring that the grove would thrive for generations to come. The story of Elena and the healing of the olive grove became a cherished legend in Olivet, reminding everyone of the power of love, hope, and unity. The villagers learned that by working together and caring for their environment, they could overcome any challenge and preserve the beauty and bounty of their land. Through her actions, Elena showed that even the smallest person could make a big difference. The olive grove flourished, a testament to the resilience and strength of the village. And so, the legacy of the olive trees and the spirit of harmony they represented continued to inspire and sustain the people of Olivet, generation after generation.